Welcome to Tea with Lulu Zee. This is the second video in the three-part series where we address topics that have great relevance to our young people, our teens. So Zee, our topic for today is decision making, and of course you and I, being in our 20s, we've probably made a couple more decisions than the average teen. So we thought we'll share a couple of the big decisions that we have had to make. So over to you, Zee. What are some of those big decisions you've made so far?
Well, the man I married, how many kids I would like, and my career. And the decisions you have made, Lulu?
Yes, I've also had to make some pretty big decisions in my life so far. I would agree with you that career is one of the biggest decisions one has to make because you spend so much time in your job. I also think that friendship's very, very important. For me, surrounding myself with like-minded people has really been a great privilege, and it has helped me in my life journey tremendously. And then also the family decisions have been the big ones. Who to marry, how many children to have. We're now going to take a look at what the young people have to say about decision making.
And don't they have a lot to say?
They always have a lot to say, and just as well, because we've got some pearls of wisdom that has come out of the mouths of the young people. And let's take a look.
Most important decisions I've made, that would be who I surround myself with. They say who you're strong as the people around you. And I believe my friends are quite strong. They encourage me to do things in life, to love life and be and enjoy life, you know. So I believe that's the most important decision one has to make. And the one I will have to make is how I treat my friends and my family, how I treat everyone else around me. The way you treat people depends on if you're a good person. If you're a good person, you treat people well enough, to like you enough, you're able to communicate with people and just be you, I guess.
The biggest decision I've made is choosing subjects at school. It's taken very lightly, but it actually paves the way to your future. It actually frames it. And the subjects that I've chosen, I understand now, which is quite much later, that I don't really need them for the career that I want to pursue. And they're kind of hindering me. But I have to continue because I've already made that decision. I guess it's a regret on my side, but I have to live with it.
Groot keuse wat ek moes gemaak het was om my houding te verander teenoor my ouers en my vriende. Goed, want van my vriende het my sleg beïnvloed en dat ek vreeslik teenoor my ouers aantree. Toe besef ek dis nie nodig nie. Ek moet my ouers respekteer.
Well, I'm going through a big decision season in my life because I got a new job, I got engaged, and I had to look for a house. So those have been three big decisions I've had to make.
Well, one of the most important decisions I've made was believing in myself. Believing that it's possible, that I can do it. I am strong, I am audacious, I am fierce, and I can slay.
The most important decision I've made so far in my life is my self-worth, how I see myself, how I expect people to see me. I teach people how to treat me. I learned that I'm very important, with my flaws and all. Everything, all the obstacles in my life so far has brought me to the person I am right now, and that I'm okay with.
A big decision I had to make was to move schools and to break up with my boyfriend because I had to choose that academics come first. And the one I still have to make is what is more important in terms of hanging out with my friends or working and stuff like that.
Yeah, I had to make a decision. I'm first year university. I had plans what I wanted to do this year, and beginning of this year I had an offer from another university. They offered me a bursary, this is what we can give you, and it was completely different to my original plan, and I had to make that decision in 2 days' time before everything was set in stone and I should go either way. And that was the biggest decision I've had to make in the 19 years that I've lived.
For me, the most important decision I will make is getting the right person to settle down with, like in marriage. Because for me it's like the person I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with, so it's the most important decision for me. It's the person I'm gonna build a relationship with, have a family with, so for me, that's the most important decision of my life.
The most important decision that I'll make is to maybe be married one day, support my wife through every decisions. I'll never make excuses for my actions. Like if I know I was wrong, I won't argue and get worked up over something that will disappoint her and affect our relationship one day in the future. And I want to give her children to remember me if I'm gone, and that they can see me in the children. Praise.
What career? What I'm going to do when I'm grown up one day. And now that I'm grown up, I can see that I made the right choice. But that was very important, to not rush into a decision, but to really pray about it, to really ask God about where I should be, and ultimately how difficult the decision might have been to take that step of faith.
Is what I've had to go to study, and then afterwards is, do I continue studying or do I go into the big world and look for work and everything, and then where I go to work, because that's also a very challenging decision, because there's things that come on your way that you think, oh, this is perfect, but to be patient enough to wait for God to place you in the perfect place, and that's very challenging for me, but it paid off in the end.
Like for me, how to make a decision is all in the mind. It's all up to yourself. Everybody has its own perspective of life, so for me that's about it.
I pray about it because I'm a strong spiritual person, so I'm a very spiritual person, so I would pray about it, and I would also seek the guidance of people older than me that have been through the same things that I've gone through, or people whose opinion I really value.
I usually go to my parents and ask their opinion, and then after I got their opinion, I'll pray about it, and then if I'm still not sure about it, I'll ask one of my friends their opinion, and then I'll choose.
I try and I strive to not make these decisions on my own and in my own humanly power. So when I do try to do these things on my own, they tend to sometimes not work out, and then I get upset, and that's the process we always go through until God comes and shows me again that He doesn't want me to do these things on my own. And then I come to a point where I realize, okay, God's will is the best will for me, and then I come to a point where I really give it over fully, and then it's so incredible how every time then He comes with a better solution and to what I previously thought was my ideal solution. So yeah, just praying about it and really just sitting down and having that moment where I'm saying, okay God, I'm really just putting this in your hands now. So yeah.
You make a decision by confiding in your parents, your family, your best friend, and then you from there you configure the best way to go about it.
First, I pity myself. And then I look at both sides, the good and the bad of it, and I trust which one gives me peace in my heart. And I seek God for it. First I complain to Him, why do you give me such terrible things to do? And then I listen for His voice and which one He gives me peace about.
How I make decisions is if you tell me about a problem or something, I have to think it, but I do not overthink it, because overcrowding thoughts can lead to lots of mix-up and wrong advice that you can give.
I often think God gives you the desires of your heart, so I try to read my Bible and then just spend time with God to see what He really places in my heart. And then that's over an extensive period of time where I'm like, okay, I can't get this thing out of my head, I have to go this direction.
You just think about it, ma'am. Too often we end up with choices others have made with us, which later we regret it, ma'am. So, yeah.
Dit vat stappe. Stap vir stap gaan. Dit is baie moeilik. Ek het gesukkel. Ek sukkel nou nog met dit. Maar jy sal dit regkry.
Lulu, as I was listening, I heard that most One of the most important decisions to make is your career. And that reminds me of a vehicle. A vehicle that needs to travel to a destination. Before you buy your vehicle, make sure this is what suits you. Test drive it. Go and shadow someone in the profession that you would want to be in one day. And then you travel that road to your destination. Keep your focus. Remember, there are cliffs that you do not want to roll down. You want to reach the destination that you aim for.
Another little tip that we would like to throw in, free, gratis, verniet, and at no extra cost whatsoever, is to really be mindful of the friends that you spend time with. Think about the qualities that you would like to have in a friend. Think of what's important to you. For example, I like someone to pay attention to the detail of my life and to really be interested in my life. That is what I look for in a friend, and so it helps me to make decisions about who I spend my time with, because time is such a precious commodity. The other big decisions, the ones about faith, the ones about family, children, spouse, it's always useful, as was said by some of the young people, to just have conversations with people. And I encourage all of us to be keeping those conversations alive, because it's through exploratory conversations that we are helped in our decision making. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you, and we hope to see you soon.